Good morning, everyone. Once again, we have come for the topic rationalizing factor. Today, we will concentrate on rationalizing factor of the denominator. We try to make the denominator as rational number. So many questions last day we had done, and we will do the continuation of that. Certain question which used to come in the examination, such type of question we will discuss. Out of these questions, the first question I am giving, if 5 plus root 3 upon 7 minus 4 root 3 equal to 47a plus root 3b. 47a plus root 3b. Find the values of a and b. Such type of question used to come in the examination. 5 plus root 3 upon 7 minus 4 root 3 equal to 47a plus root 3b. Find the values of a and b. Now, in this question, right hand side the values are given in numerator, and here the denominator is given as irrational, 7 minus 4 root 3. Therefore, we first try to rationalize the denominator. We try to compare both sides and we'll try to find out the values of a and b. Clear? Because if you are comparing both sides to find out the values of a and b, left hand side, whatever you got, in the same way it should be on right hand side. Therefore, what do you do? We try to convert the denominator of the left hand side as rational, and we will compare it with the right hand side. Clear? Now how to do that? 5 plus root 3, this is the question. 7 minus 4 root 3, this is the question. We try to rationalize it. Now how to rationalize it? For that we see the denominator. We see the denominator and we try to make the denominator as rational number. The denominator of LHS is 7 minus 4 root 3. And it's a binomial. What we have learned, the binomial's rationalizing factor is its conjugate. Clear? Therefore, we multiply the conjugate of 7 minus 4 root 3 in numerator as well as denominator. Denominator was actually 7 minus 4 root 3. We have multiplied 7 plus 4 root 3 in numerator as well as in denominator to rationalize the denominator. And RHS we will write as it is, 47a plus root 3b. We have written it as it is. This first step is very important. We have to rationalize the denominator. For that, the rationalizing factor of the denominator 7 minus 4 root 3 is 7 plus 4 root 3. But if you are multiplying 7 plus 4 root 3 in denominator, the same number has to be multiplied in numerator also. Therefore, in numerator and denominator both we have multiplied 7 plus 4 root 3. Now, we further simplify it. We multiply this 5 with 7 plus 4 root 3 as well as this root 3 with 7 plus 4 root 3. This 5 and root 3 both has to be multiplied with 7 plus 4 root 3. While teaching the topic multiplication of irrational number, we had discussed so many questions where the two irrational numbers, both of them were binomials, how to multiply them. Okay. Same way, we had multiplied this 5 with 7 plus 4 root 3 and root 3 with 7 plus 4 root 3. That means 7 plus 4 root 3 has to be multiplied with both 5 as well as root 3. But denominator is simpler. For denominator, it is always in the form of a minus b into a plus b. And a minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. The The denominator is not much difficult. Directly you are going to get in the form of a plus b into a minus b, which is a square minus b square. Denominator is simpler. Numerator we have to take some calculation. In numerator we require some calculation. 5 sevens are 35. 5 into 4 root 3 is 20 root 3. Because 5 is a rational number. When you're multiplying 5 with 7, you got 35. 5 has to be multiplied only with 4, not with root 3, because 5 is a rational number, 4 is a rational number, and we know that we multiply, while multiplying, we multiply only the rational part, irrational and irrational part. Since there is no irrational part in 5, no root sign, therefore we have just multiplied this 4, 5 and 4, 5 4s are 20 root 3. Here also we multiply in the same way, root 3 into 7, it will be 7 root 3 plus this root 3 will be multiplied with root 3. Irrational number has to be multiplied with irrational number. And the rational number will remain as it is. 4 into 3. This will be 4 into 3 upon 7 square is 49 minus square of 4 is, we have to take the square of 4 as well as root 3 square. Square of 4 is 16 and root 3 whole square is 3. 16 into 3. Clear? Further we simplify. This is 35 and this is 12. They are like terms. 35 and 12 are like terms. When you are adding 35 and 12, it becomes 47 plus 20 root 3 plus 7 root 3 is 27 root 3 upon 49 minus 48, that is 1, equal to 47a plus root 3b. This will be 47 plus 27 root 3 upon 49 minus 48 is 1, equal to 47a plus root 3b. Or if we further simplify, it will be 47 because there is no other denominator other than 1. Therefore, we can write it as 47 plus 27 root 3 equal to 47a plus root 3b. What was our aim? Our aim was to find out the values of a and b. We compare LHS as well as RHS. LHS and RHS. In LHS, we got the rational part is 47a. In RHS, we got rational part is 47a. And here the rational part is 47. That means 47a equal to 47. Therefore, a equal to 1. This is the rational part. 47 was rational. Here 47a was rational. Now we see the irrational part. This is 27 root 3 and this side we got root 3b. 27 root 3 equal to root 3b. After cancellation, we got b equal to 27. These are the values of a and b. When you have simplified, the value of a we got as 1 and the value of b we got as 27. Such type of questions where a and b are given, you can get in your examination. Clear? Therefore, practice certain type of questions. It's not given in the textbook. Very less questions are given in the textbook. We have to take some refreshers, some reference books, and such type of questions you have to practice. Even in board examination, earlier the questions were used to come from the board. We used to get certain type of questions which was not given in the NCERT, but the concept is given in the NCERT, and such type of question used to come in the examination. It's very important. So you also practice certain type of questions. One of the example I had shown, expecting this question is clear to you. We move to the certain other type of questions. Clear? The question is, the questions are observed to be very, very lengthy, but when you solve it, you will get very easy to solve it. although it observes very lengthy, but the questions are not very lengthy. As you practice the question, you will come to know it is not that much lengthy. Question is, check whether 1 upon 3 minus root 8 minus 1 upon root 8 minus root 7 plus 1 upon root 7 minus root 6 minus 1 upon root 6 minus root 5 plus 1 upon root 5 minus 2 equal to 5. Okay, this is the question. 1 upon 3 minus root 8 minus 1 upon root 8 minus root 7 plus 1 upon root 7 minus root 6 minus 1 upon root 6 minus root 5 plus 1 upon root 5 minus 2 is equal to 5 or not. The question is observed to be very lengthy. But try to do the question. When you solve it, you get it very easy because the procedure in every question is same. We have to just rationalize the denominator, compare both sides whether they are equal or not. And what is the rationalizing factor of the denominator that you know? Another thing you have to keep in mind, the sign. If you are doing the slight changes in the question, which is not given, if minus is given, you have to write minus itself. If plus is given, then you have to write plus. Because of one sign, this minus sign, if you are by mistake, if you are writing plus, the whole sum will become wrong. Even this minus sign, if you are writing by mistake as plus, the whole sum will become wrong. Therefore, minus and plus sign has to be kept in your mind. Solve the questions as we used to do it, and definitely you will get your aim. That is, we have to get over here the final result as 5. Check whether this is equal to 5 or not. Okay, should we start? For starting this, we start from the beginning. Since it is having the so many parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you think your question will not come in a single line, you can do individually, you can solve it. But here, I'm trying to solve it in one line itself. Both the ways I'll show. It will be easy if you are doing it the same step. You will not do any mistake in the sign. Most probably you will not do it. This is the first part, 1 upon 3 minus root 8. 1 upon 3 minus root 8. We search for its rationalizing factor because individually we are trying to rationalize it. Now, what is the rationalizing factor of 3 minus root 8? Yes, it is 3 plus 2 root 8. 3 plus root 8. If it is minus, then you will write 3 plus root 8. This first part is over. This sign, as I said, has not to be mistaken, copied with the same sign. This was minus, therefore I have written minus only. Okay. By mistake, if you are writing plus instead of minus, the whole sum will become wrong and you will not come to know where you are mistaken, because in every step you will be doing the same mistake. Therefore, do the proper sign in between. If it is minus, then you write minus. If it is plus, then the next you write plus. Next one, it was 1 upon root 8 minus root 7. The rationalizing factor of root 8 minus root 7 is root 8 plus root 7. Okay, the denominator and numerator both has to be multiplied with root 8 plus root 7. Next, here the sign is plus. As I said, the sign is very important. The sign is plus. Don't change the sign. Next is 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. Rationalizing factor of root 7 minus root 6 is root 7 plus root 6. Bracket close. This is minus 1 upon root 6 minus root 5. Rationalizing factor is root 6 minus root 5. The rationalizing factor is root 6 plus root 5 upon root 6 plus root 5. The numerator and denominator both has to be multiplied with the same number. Next sign is plus. I'm not turning towards you because I could do the mistaken sign. Therefore, one by one, I'm keeping my finger so that I can take the exact sign. This is plus, that's I'm keeping over here plus, the sign plus I've taken, this is plus. Next is 1 upon root 5 minus 2. It is 2, it is not root 2, this is 2. That's a step by step I'm giving. I'm taking the fingers on one of the side in question and I'm copying it as it is. Otherwise, while copying it, I could do this as root 5 minus root 2. But because of small mistake, the whole sum will become wrong and it will be very difficult for us to find out where we are mistaken. Clear? Therefore, step by step we are doing 1 upon root 5 minus 2 it was, and the rationalizing factor is root 5 plus 2. The questions were having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Therefore, we are taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the 5 I have taken. I kept one by one the finger on the sign, and after that I was copying it. I have taken 1 upon root minus root 7, rationalizing factor of this number we have taken. Next, I have taken the finger on this plus sign, and that plus sign I have copied. Copied this 1 upon root 7 minus root 6, the rationalizing factor. In that way, every term's rationalizing factor we were multiplying. Clear? This is the first step. If you are writing the rationalizing factor properly, then you will not have much difficulty to get the answer. Clear? Therefore, rationalizing factor we have written properly. Now we do the multiplication. This is 1 into 3 plus root 8. We don't have to multiply a bigger number with 3 plus root 8. 1 has to be multiplied. The numerator is very easy. Okay. Therefore, in this question, we will multiply 1 with 3 plus root 8. We are going to get 3 plus root 8. It is in the form of a minus b, a plus b. The formula is a square minus b square. Sign is same, minus. You don't have to do the mistake in the sign, that you know. We have taken only LHS. We try to show this LHS is equal to RHS. And RHS is equal to 5. We are trying to get whether it is equal to 5 or not. Clear? Okay, next. We multiply 1 with root 8 plus root 7. This is root 8 plus root 7 upon. This is in the form of a minus b, a plus b. The procedure is same, a square minus b square. Almost in every question, you are going to get the denominator in the form of a square minus b square, because normally we used to get the denominator in the form of a plus b into a minus b. We used to get the binomial. Binomials conjugate when you multiply, then usually we get a square minus b square. Very often, very rarely we used to get a monomial. Clear? Next, this is 1 into root 7 plus root 6, that is root 7 plus root 6 upon a minus b into a plus b, that is a square minus b square. Sign is minus. Okay, sign is important as well. It has not to be mistaken. This is root 6 plus root 5 upon. This is root 6 whole square minus root 5 whole square. Sign is this time plus. Last sign is plus. Here you have to keep in your mind, you have to multiply a minus b, a plus b, that is a square minus, this time b is not root 2 whole square, this is 2 square. All other terms were having the root sign, root 6, root 5, root 7, root 8. Everywhere we got, but at last we got only 2 square. It was not root 2 square. Whatever is question, accordingly we do. Clear? Now we move to the next line. This is 3 plus root 8 upon 3 square is 9 minus root 8 whole square is 8. In between we got minus sign. Root 8 plus root 7 upon root 8 whole square is 8 minus 7 plus root 7 plus root 6 upon root 7 whole square is 7 minus 6. Sign is minus. You know sign is very important. Root 6 plus root 5 upon root 6 whole square is 6 minus 5 plus root 5 plus 2 upon root 5 whole square is 5 minus 2 square. This is not root 2 square. This is 2 square and 2 square is 4. Okay. Till now, expecting that we have not yet done any mistake. Therefore, we will get the exact answer. Expecting that we are going to get the correct answer. Okay. Now, we continue. This is 3 plus root 8 upon 9 minus 8 is 1 minus root 8 plus root 7 upon 1 plus root 7 plus root 6 upon 1 minus root 6 plus root 5 upon 1 plus root 5 plus 2 upon 5 minus 4 is 1. Clear? Everywhere we got the denominator as 1. Therefore, we can avoid this 1 denominator and we can write it as 3 plus root 8 minus root 8 plus root 7. Denominator 1 means we can avoid it because 5 can be written as 5 by 1 or 5 by 1 can be written as 5 also. Okay, the meaning is same. If the denominator is 1, we can avoid that. This is root 7 plus root 6 minus root 6 plus root 5. This is root 5 plus 2. Clear? And if only over there. Further, we open the bracket now. 3 plus root 8. Here the sign is minus. And if the sign is minus, then inside the bracket, whatever the values we got, the sign has to be changed. You must have learned that in lower classes because when you're multiplying this minus sign of all the values which is inside the bracket, the sign will change. Therefore, it will change as minus root 8 minus root 7. The step is clear? Because we got minus sign outside the bracket. When you multiply, the sign will change. Here the sign is not minus, this is plus. Therefore, the sign will remain as it is. Here the sign will change, root 6 minus root 5. Here the sign will remain as it is, root 5 plus 2. Clear? Further, we try to simplify. This is root 8 and this is minus root 8. They are cancelled. Root 8 and minus root 8, since they are having the same number, but the sign is different, therefore they are cancelled. 5 minus 5 is 0 in the same way, root 8 minus root 8 is 0. Minus root 7 plus root 7 is also 0. Root 6 minus root 6 is also 0. Minus root 5 and plus root 5 is also 0. Cancelled. Now what are left? 3 is left here, and at last we got 2. 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5, which is our RHS. That only we have to get. Clear? Therefore, in this way, if a question comes, then we have to solve in this way. step by step, rationalize it. And after that, try to find out the final answer. I'm giving one question to you. Try to practice. I'll give the hint for few steps, and other parts you try to do it of your own. If the step is clear, if you understood in what way it has to be done, it will not be difficult for you to find out the answer. Okay? I'm giving a simple question. 7 plus 3 root 5 upon 7 minus 3 root 5. Rationalize the denominator of 7 plus 3 root 5 and 7 minus 3 root 5. I'm solving with you also. 7 plus 3 root 5 upon 7 minus 3 root 5. Our aim is to rationalize the denominator of this number 7 plus 3 root 5 and 7 minus 3 root 5. Here the denominator is 7 minus 3 root 5. And we know that if the denominator is 7 minus 3 root 5, the rationalizing factor of the denominator will be 7 plus 3 root 5. Why we are multiplying 7 plus 3 root 5 in the denominator as well as numerator? Because the denominator is 7 minus 3 root 5. And if the denominator is 7 minus 3 root 5, the rationalizing factor is its conjugate. Therefore, the sign only has to be changed. We are not multiplying the 7 plus 3 root 5 because of the numerator. Why we are multiplying 7 plus 3 root 5? Because of the denominator. Since the denominator was 7 minus 3 root 5, so we multiplied the numerator as well as denominator both by 7 plus 3 root 5. Now the numerator is 7 plus 3 root 5 into 7 plus 3 root 5. And 7 plus 3 root 5 into 7 plus 3 root 5 is 7 plus 3 root 5 whole square. Denominator is a square minus b square. Because it is in the form of a minus b, a plus b. A minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. Okay. Now, a plus b whole square, the formula is a square plus b square plus 2ab. This is numerator. What about the denominator? 7 square is 49. 3 square is 9 into root 5 whole square is 5. When you multiply 3 root 5 2 times, square of 3 we used to get 9 and square root of 5 whole square is 5. 9 into 5, 45. 7 square is 49. 3 square is 9 into 5, 45. Plus 2 sevens are 14, 3s are 42 root 5 upon 49 minus 45. Like terms has to be added and this 42 root 5 upon 4. That's the answer. The expected denominator was a rational number and at last we got the denominator as a rational number. If something is possible to take common, we will take common and after that we'll cancel it. But in this case, there is nothing common. Therefore, we will not take common and will keep the denominator as it is. From my side, I have completed the rationalizing factor of the denominator. Practice the other question of your own. Take some questions from the refreshers because in textbook, the questions which are given, that is not very sufficient. You are in 9th class, therefore you have to take the help of some reference books. Any of the refresher you can choose. In every refreshers, every reference book, you will get such type of questions. Tomorrow we will do the laws of indices, which you learned in class 9, and we will finish this chapter here itself. All the topics from the beginning I have covered. If you practice now the questions of the exercise, you will be able to do the questions of the exercise. And if you are having difficulty, I will be available on Saturdays for your doubts. Thank you. We will meet tomorrow with the new topic, laws of indices. By the time, just practice the questions, whatever I have shown till now. Thank you.